Hi guys! If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Jenna. This is the second video of a new series that I just started on my channel called Growing and Getting Ready, and this is totally inspired by Hannah Lee with her Heart to Hannah videos. We're just gonna do our makeup together, have some fun. I'm gonna do more makeup than usual too. I actually love makeup, you guys, and I don't like spend time on doing it anymore just for fun, so I thought it'd be really fun. I have like nowhere to go, but I just thought it would be fun to talk to you guys, get ready, have a little heart to heart. And I just have a lot of things that I feel like I need to update you guys on. So this is going to be very unedited, very just me like word vomiting and basically just me like ranting for a really long time about stuff that's been on my mind and stuff that I feel like I'm either going through in terms of currently growing or ways that I've grown in the past. I actually prepared this one today too because I have some things that I want to talk to you guys about today that I don't want to forget about. I have all my makeup here and let's just start getting ready and talk about this together. The topic of today's video, in your mid-20s, it's okay if. And I have some things that I feel like I've come to realize and things that I want to share in terms of growing pains of being in your mid-20s. I feel like it's so easy to say, oh, in your early 20s, right out of college, like this is what you should do. Or in your late 20s, when you're about to be 30, like here's what you should do. But I feel like people never really talk about often being in your mid-20s. Like there's actually a lot of growing pains and a lot of transition in your life that I feel like we go through in our mid-20s that just isn't talked about enough. And it's very hard also. So I want to talk to you guys about everything that I feel like I'm learning and realizing in my mid-20s. For any of you guys that think you're alone and feeling these hard thoughts, so that if you are feeling the same way too, then hopefully you're not alone. These are some things that I've learned. It's okay to be in your mid-20s. The first one I have is, in your mid-20s, it's okay if your circle gets smaller because people come and people go. And I feel like this relates a lot to the last Growing and Getting Ready video that I had. I had a lot of, I feel like, bitterness and pain and sadness, honestly, from people coming and going, people that I thought were gonna be in my life forever that ended up not being, people that ended up physically moving away. I just feel like the most I've ever seen in my life of people coming and going is now in my mid-20s, and it's a really hard pill to swallow, I think, because with people coming and with people going, in the end just comes a lot of change in your life. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not good with change. I am someone that needs to know what's going on right away. I need to know the facts. I need to know the decisions. I need to know what to expect. And change is not good with that, because a lot of times change is out of your control, because no matter what, you guys, people are not you, and you don't have control over things that are not in yourself or in your own life. And that's something that therapy has really taught me. You can't control certain things in your life, and that's just a fact. And I feel like maybe it was a little naive of me in the past to think that people could just stay in your life forever. Wouldn't that be so nice? Yes, but is that realistic? No. And it just so happens that in your mid-20s is when people realize, okay, I've had fun after college, now I need to actually do something different with my life and make decisions for myself. And maybe that's changing my lifestyle, or maybe that's moving to a new place, and that's someone else's life and someone else's decision to make for them. So I feel like the last time I talked to you guys, I was really bitter, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I still get really sad, but I feel like I don't have as much bitterness anymore because I'm starting to realize that people come and people go, but I know my heart and I know my intentions and I know my actions, my words, and that's the only thing that I have control over is my reactions and my behaviors. So it's okay if people come and people go. That's just a part of life, and I feel like it happens a lot, especially in your mid-20s. So you guys are not alone. Next, I have, in your mid-20s, it's okay if you start to feel lonely and grieve losses and endings. So I'm not really talking about people. I just spoke about that. I mean endings in terms of just times in your life that are ending. So in your mid-20s, you had a lot of fun going out every single weekend and just kind of having not a care in the world because you just love having all of this freedom that being outside of college gives you. But that comes to an end, and I feel like I am entering that phase of my life where the craziness is ending, and the only craziness is like my morning routine right before I go to the office. So, and likewise, you know, going out all the time and stuff, like I have a partner, and It's time that I focus on not enjoying my young 20s, but I focus on shifting my mindset and shifting my everyday actions to my partner, to Thomas. So some of that's really beautiful, I think, but I've learned to let myself grieve the loss and grieve the ending of that time in my life, because it'd be nice to not have a care in the world. And it would be nice to just focus on like getting over that hangover or just like making it through another week. But I feel like I'm starting to enter that ending, and I loved that part of my life. Like I loved being so carefree and just being a crazy person and stuff, you know, of course responsibly, but you guys know what I mean. I feel like I was holding on to feeling youthful and feeling young, and that part's ending, and that's okay. But let yourself be sad about it if you are sad. I was really sad about it. Okay, you guys, look at how just good all of this stuff is. This foundation and concealer combo is so nice, and I like doing concealer that's ever so slightly lighter than your foundation, so it gives you like a natural highlight to your face and more dimension, but it's just very like natural and dewy. Isn't it nice? This is my loose powder that I use. This is the Hourglass Vanishing Veil or something. I got this a long time ago when I was crazy obsessed with translucent powders. It's definitely messy, but it works. Okay, next. In your mid-20s, it's okay if you think you have it all together and then the next moment you don't. And this is like the part of the craziness of your mid-20s, I feel like, that it's just a matter of like, how do we navigate fully embracing adulthood? And I don't know about you guys, I like to think that I have my like shit together. Like I like to think that I'm very organized, I'm very diligent, I'm very well-rounded and balanced, and I get everything done and I focus on everything and yada yada yada. But sometimes I'll feel like, okay, I'm doing this really well, and like if you guys have been watching my videos, like I went into the year being like, I'm being so good and balanced and intentional and everything's working great, and then all of a sudden I feel like overnight all of my videos turned into, oh my god, things are so chaotic, things are so crazy, I don't know what I'm doing. And then the next day after that, it'll be like, okay, we had a really good day. And I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's me trying to navigate like being a full adult. I feel like I would like to think that being an adult means that I really have my stuff together, and some days I feel really confident in that actually, and some days I feel really good about thinking, okay, I worked on myself in this way and in that way, and I worked out and I ate healthy and I got to spend time with a friend today. And sometimes I have really good days in that, but you don't have to do that every day. And if you don't have that, that doesn't mean that you're failing at being an adult and like entering that part of your life, because we're just all figuring it out at the end of the day. But something that I'm learning to realize is that even though I'm in my mid-20s, I can have it all figured out some days, and other days I won't. And maybe when I get to my late 20s, I'll have it more figured out. Maybe that's naive of me too. I'll never really have it figured out in my life, but I just want to tell you guys that you can have your good days and embrace your good days, but if you have a good streak of good days and then you have a really bad day, it can just be so crazy manic. Do you guys get what I mean? I'm not trying to give advice. I'm just trying to say that like, if you have a good day and then a bad day the next day, you're not alone, because that's me all the time. I feel like slowly I'm learning how to be more balanced, and it is working out for me. I'm definitely in a much better place in my life than I was at the end of last year when I was like totally burnt out, but I'm still learning, and we're always gonna be learning. So that's what I need to tell myself. In your mid-20s and forever, it's okay to have up and down days. I feel like that made no sense, so let's just disregard that. Okay, next. In your mid-20s, it's okay if you still don't own a house. And you know what, I'm just gonna say it. Everyone wants to buy a house at 23. You know, if I were in that place in my life, if I knew where I was gonna be for the next 5 years, for sure when I was 23, yeah, maybe I would buy a place, but I wanted to embrace my young 20s and do whatever I want, live wherever I wanted, live in an apartment one year, in a different apartment the other, and I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I feel like there's like this pressure to be, how young can you be to own a house? And if you own a house, then all of a sudden you've made the best decision of your life. And if you don't own a house, then you're like a little bit less of an adult. But I just honestly don't mind that I haven't bought a house yet. And honestly, I could buy a house, you guys, tomorrow. Like, I have it all saved up. I'm just not in a place in my life where I want to commit to a location, and I'm just not in my personality and in my decision making. I don't want to buy a place this young just to rent it out, to basically put it in the hands of a complete stranger or somebody else to potentially mess up my assets. So that's kind of where I stand in terms of buying a house. If you haven't bought a house and you're in your mid-20s, or if you're like me and your partner is about to go into medical school and we don't know where we'll be after medical school ends for residency, like it's okay to not commit to a location. It's okay to not buy a house. They say that rent is like a big sunk cost, and maybe in some ways financially it is, but honestly, you guys, I like don't have any regrets. Okay, I forgot all my brushes. Here's my other brushes that I like to use. This is my favorite bronzer brush. This is the one from Tarte. I don't even know if they have this anymore, but like this is the perfect bronzer soft contour brush. Next, in your mid-20s, it's okay if you don't know what you want out of a career. I also feel like at this point, I'm like feeling very anxious and stressed about, shouldn't I know what I want to do by now? Or if I want to move to a different industry again, I don't have many more, I guess, options or years to try that out. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I keep thinking like I only have 5 more years before I have to just choose a career, because if I don't have a career chosen by 30 and I'm not pursuing higher education, then I'm just gonna lose my mind basically and just like not have it figured out. Sometimes I would think, man, it would be so much easier to be in Thomas's situation and just like know what my career is and know what the path is. But I ended up not sticking with my first job, and that's very normal. And I don't know if I want to stick with this job, which is also very normal. How are you ever supposed to know what you want out of your career if you're not trying to become a doctor, lawyer, or something, you know? Especially with social media, you know, people always want to, of course, be proud of their accomplishments. And so I feel like we see on social media more people getting the certificate or graduating from this university or achieving something. But I just want to let you guys know that if you still haven't figured out your career in your mid-20s, it's okay. I haven't either. And we'll figure it out day by day, but it is okay. I just feel like there's this pressure sometimes to know what I'm gonna say when people are like, oh, what do you do? Do you like it? Are you gonna stay with it? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just trying to see if I like this more than my last job, and how am I supposed to know if I see this forever? I genuinely do not know. Oh my God, look how crazy I look. Okay, hold on though. This will all make a lot of sense really soon. In your mid-20s, it's okay if settling down feels both exciting and sad. I feel like this is a newer thing that I haven't really talked to you guys about, but I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. Like, I'm at a point where I want to focus more on Thomas and focus less on the million people in my life. Like, I'm at a point where I want to spend my days with Thomas, and I'm at a point where I should probably spend most of my time outside of work with Thomas. Oddly to say, that was a really hard pill for me to swallow, because I've always been, since we've been dating since high school, I've always been very adamant on I'm not going to be defined by my partner, and I'm going to have friends of my own, and I'm going to prioritize friends of my own, and that's just always going to be me. So I feel like I was in this weird transitional period where it got to a point where I was like, I feel like I'm prioritizing my friends more than my boyfriend, and like more than Thomas's needs and stuff like that. So when I say that settling down is exciting and sad, it's just a matter of going back to like your world gets a lot smaller. And you know, it's not like college where you can date someone but all of your friends are with you all the time because they live next door or down the street, or you all go to the same bar, or you have the same class, or even post-grad you live like one building down. So it's sad in the sense that like, okay, is my world really becoming that much smaller? That just feels lonely. But it's also exciting because I am really fortunate and lucky to have a partner that I see a future with, and I even understand that that's very rare at this age. Not everyone has that, and I feel very lucky that I do. It's just weird. You would think that settling down is either exciting or sad, but I feel like it's both for me, and that's just a mix of emotions all the time. But I feel like that's just a part of your mid-20s if you are in a relationship, or if you do have a partner, that it's just a weird time. Am I alone in that? Please, okay, for this one, please tell me, you guys, if you've ever felt that way, if you had a significant other or you currently have one and you're like, why is settling down so exciting but also sad? Oh my god, I need to speed it up because I'm running out of things, but I need to like do my makeup. Okay, this is the ColourPop You're So Golden palette that Thomas got for me a really long time ago, but I love it so much. Okay, let's do a peachy color. Okay, we're gonna do peach with some blue. That will be really fun. But we're gonna do transitional colors first. Also, I'm gonna go on this little rant just because I have the time. I have been dating my boyfriend since high school and we've never broken up ever, which is crazy. And I love that, like I'm so proud of that. But I feel like this is really weird. And I've told Thomas this before too, so this isn't like new to him. But sometimes I'm like almost insecure that we've been dating since high school because sometimes I just get in my head and I'm like, was it naive of me like to find my partner in life so early? And like, am I just being naive now? Sometimes I just get insecure that like everyone says you should date around in your 20s and in your young 20s and don't date people past college or don't date people past high school. And I've always disagreed with that just because I love my boyfriend and I've always loved my relationship. I guess in my mid-20s, it's kind of like, okay, well, you're kind of thinking about, is this someone that I really, really want to spend the rest of my life with? I don't know. Sometimes I just get insecure because I think I know the answer to that. But when I think about like what society tells me, it's like, you should go date around and you should go meet a million people and have so much fun. But that's just not me anyways. Yeah, sometimes I get, ooh, oh my God. Do you guys see that? I'm gonna go in a little bit closer. Sometimes I do think about that. And if any of you guys have also been in long-term relationships, like have you ever had like moments where you're insecure almost? It's not that I'm not proud. I'm like so proud to have dated someone for so long and I'm so proud to like be so happy with him too. I know that that's honestly like more accomplishment than something to be insecure about, but sometimes I get in my head about like anything. That doesn't even relate to this video, you guys, but at this point, I'm just venting to you. Oh my God, wait, this is like so pretty. I should do this more. It's actually so easy. I mean, you guys have been watching this whole thing. It's like actually so easy to do a look like this. It's just a bunch of blending at the end of the day. I don't want to do eyeliner because I hate eyeliner now. In your mid-20s, it's okay if you hate eyeliner. Okay, next I'm gonna do my highlighter. You guys, this is like my favorite highlighter of all time. My old roommate got this for me and it is literally the best thing ever. This is the cookie highlighter from Benefit. Whitney Simmons, of course, put me on this and it's just so like, oh my God, what? It's so nice. I miss doing full faces of makeup. Do you guys like this? Like a more in-depth get ready with me and like, oh my God, why do I look like I'm like a celebrity? Highlights all done. Now I just have to do mascara and let's finish off this video. Lastly, okay, let me curl my eyelashes and then I'll finish this off because this just looks really weird. Lastly, this is gonna sound weird and maybe this is all just repetitive at the end of the day, but my last thing for this video is it's okay if you just let it go. This is something that sounds so simple, but I really struggle with this a lot. I mean, you guys know me by now, but like I said, I like to have all the answers and I like to know the reason why, and I like to think that the energy I put into others is the same energy I'll receive in return in some way, not by that person, but that is just so unrealistic and that's not really fair to anybody that I put any energy into, besides maybe like my partner and my family. But I feel like I'm in this place now in your mid-20s where things just don't matter the way they used to in your young 20s anymore. And I feel like this is something that in my late 20s, it will be very true. Like, it's okay if you just let it go. And I feel like I'm in this stage where I'm hopefully learning more wisdom. Does this make any sense? I feel like I'm learning more like wisdom. I'm in this stage where, okay, I'm gonna really embrace being an adult and I don't have to be so bitter and I don't have to always receive a response back from a friend, or I don't always have to confront the friend that is bothering me or tell a friend about something they said that made me upset. And I feel like learning to let things go is so empowering and freeing. And in my young 20s, like I let nothing go. Everything was never forgotten and always remembered, and I realize now that's just such an unhealthy way to live. So in my mid-20s, I want to remind you guys that it is okay to just let it go. And honestly, life will feel hopefully a lot lighter that way. And yeah, guess that's it. Now my makeup's all done, you guys. What do you guys think of this finished makeup look? Okay, well, that's it for this video, you guys. I ranted about a million bajillion things and I was trying to do something a little different with this video too. I was trying to share like more insight, less hardship, but a little bit of both. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, I have no idea how this is gonna do, but if you guys are new here by chance, I film a lot of lifestyle videos and a lot of work week in my life vlogs, a lot of balancing everything in life vlogs and just navigating through whatever life throws at me videos. I love you guys so much. I hope that this kind of explains like where my mental state has been lately. I've just been like thinking about a bunch of things, whether it's where to live or who I'm texting back or who I'm seeing or who's leaving or just whatever. There's just so much stuff on my mind all the time, and I try to ground myself with what I can learn with what I'm going through. And I hope that this was helpful. If any part of this made sense at all, or if you resonated with literally anything that I ranted about for the last like 25 minutes, please comment below, let me know. I love the comments that you guys left on my first video for this. It was really nice to just all feel connected and know that I'm not alone too, and like my crazy thoughts that don't make sense did make sense to somebody. So let me know what you guys think of this video. I am filming a whole entire work week in my life vlog that's coming up, so I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things after traveling and stuff. So bear with me. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. I'll link everything that I used in the description box in terms of my makeup, because I didn't even talk about like all of these products, but hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys so much, so much. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.